Rashee Rice has accepted a 6-game suspension from the National Football League. Now then, you all remember this happened on the roadways in Dallas. And it was awful what happened. Mm-hmm. Rashee Rice involved in an accident on the roadway. He pled guilty in district court to 2 third-degree felonies, a multi-car crash in Dallas during the 2024 offseason that left multiple people injured. And the third-degree felony charges collision involving serious bodily injury and racing on a highway causing bodily injury. He received deferred adjudication. The case will be dismissed if he completes the probation, but he is sentenced to 30 days in jail as well, and that 5 years probation for his role in this. And there was a hearing in front of Sue L. Robinson, the former U.S. District Judge who serves as the disciplinary officer that has been jointly appointed by the NFL and the NFL Players Association. This was supposed to happen, this disciplinary hearing, on September 30th, which led everyone, or not everyone, I shouldn't say, but a lot of folks saying, well, the fact that this hearing was set for September 30th is because the league wanted at least Rashee Rice to play in September, in which the Kansas City Chiefs, as we all know, have a lot of games that are of interest to a wide viewing audience, not just the Kansas City Chiefs. They play their first game on YouTube in Brazil. I'll be calling that Chiefs and Chargers in Brazil. And then there's that little game called Super Bowl Rematch on Fox late window that has Burkhardt and Brady written all over that. Then there's a Sunday night game in New York against the Giants, which serves as the Giants' home opener with Russell Wilson back in the spot where he won his Super Bowl. And then there's a late window on CBS that has Nance and Romo written all over it against the Ravens. And then there's a Monday night game with Aikman and Buck written all over that. And then a Sunday night game for the Chiefs against the Detroit Lions, who, as we all know, first serve noticed on everybody in the NFL that they were for real when they ruined a banner-raising night on the same network on NBC a couple of years ago. And as it turns out, those who might have thought the NFL wanted Rashee Rice and the Chiefs to be as competitive as possible, thus the disciplinary hearing was set for September 30th, turns out to be, it appears, the exact opposite. Because it seems like the NFL wasn't waiting for that. Some of the reports you're seeing is they wanted a longer than 6-game suspension. And Rice saying, I won't wait for the Sue L. Robinson hearing. By the way, the only other hearing Sue L. Robinson has conducted and presided over was Deshaun Watson's in 2022, and we all see how that wound up for him and the Browns to this day, I might add. So it appears in a settlement negotiated between union and league and Rice and his representatives, I'll take the 6 and I'll take it right now. So everything I just mentioned, YouTube around the globe, everyone's going to see that literally around the world. No pressure on yours truly and Kurt. And then the Super Bowl rematch on Fox and a Sunday nighter against the Giants, and then the whole country on CBS late window against the Ravens, and then a Monday nighter and a Sunday nighter. Rashee Rice will play in none of those. All 6 of them. Riceless. And I understand, again, the football aspect of it, and we'll get in a second, but this kid made a massive mistake, and I hope the people who he was part in this accident that wound up injured are somehow, some way living their best lives themselves right now, and I'm thinking of those people, and I'm hoping Rashee Rice has learned a lesson, if you will. This is some real-life stuff right here. That said, the football aspect of it, these are some tough opponents, would you say, that they're missing?
I would say.
Uh-huh.
I would say that.
And October 19th, the home date against the Raiders, which is the Chiefs' first straight-up noon Central in Arrowhead contest after a global broadcast streamed around the world on YouTube. And as I mentioned, Fox, NBC, CBS, ABC, like literally, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different NFL partners will have a piece of the Chiefs in the first 6 weeks in one must-see game after another that at some point down the road will serve important ramifications for who plays who where in January. Because I don't think it's going to mean whether somebody plays in January or not. Because let's be honest, last year, the Chiefs played the Chargers. They played the Ravens, right? They played a ton of teams without Rashee Rice. And what did they finish last year?
15-2.
There you have it. I mean, obviously, when the kid is practicing with the team and looks good coming back from the knee injury that ended his season last year, it will serve as significant. You know, I'm imagining on that Brazil night, the Friday night of the season, there might be a moment where the Chiefs miss him. Does that mean a win or a loss against the Chargers? Perhaps. But at the end of the day, they did not have Rashee Rice for most of the season last year, and they made it to the Super Bowl. And we're causing everybody to have a ton of fatigue about them and around them. And so we'll see them on October 19th. You know what I mean? Like I don't think I have anything other to say than the fact that last year they didn't have them at all. Mm-hmm. And went to the Super Bowl with a chance to be the first ever three-peater. So why should we think anything differently now, especially when they have a better offensive line, and I think they do have a better team around Mahomes. That's my opinion of Rashee Rice. Hope he's learned his lesson, and I doubt it's going to mean... I mean, could it mean the difference between if they lose against the Ravens, could they wind up in Baltimore in an AFC championship game? Maybe.
Sure.
What happened the last time that happened?
It didn't matter.
Could they, you know, lick their wounds by losing another beatdown to the Eagles? This one at home, where the Eagles show up on that Week 2 game, you know, and show everybody that last year not only was no fluke, but they're back and they're dominant and they're going to win it again after we see what happens on the first Thursday night against the Dallas Cowboys, who may or may not have Micah Parsons. You know, will that be the case? Sure. But then 4 games later, they'll get Rice back and they'll be better. And by the end of the season, look out. So that's my 2 cents on all that. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.